What is up, guys? MMA Mafia coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be going over the washed fighters in the UFC today. Now if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, share the video. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and let's get straight into it. First person we have here is Israel Adesanya. Now Israel Adesanya is on a 3-fight losing streak. Lost 4 of his last 5. He's been looking good. He was looking good in the Imavov fight. He was looking good in the DDP fight. It's kind of crazy after him coming off the knockout of Alex Pereira, how his career has gone down from that moment, The Sean Strickland fight after that, Strickland outclassing him, beating him on the feet with his boxing, and then the DDP fight, he was looking good in that fight, I'm not the biggest fan of Israel Adesanya. If you've watched my videos, you would know that. But I kind of just feel bad for him at this point. He's on a 3-fight losing skid now. It's gonna take a lot for him to get back to the title if he wants to keep fighting in the middleweight division. But 3-fight losing streak. The Imavov fight, he was looking good in that fight. First round, I had it for Israel Adesanya in the first round, and then Imavov just knocks him out brutally in the next round, round 2. There's an eye poke. Izzy waved the ref away. He probably should have took his time to clear out his eye and just take some time, and just clear everything, but he just told the ref to go away, and then Imavov came in with the right hand, clean on the chin. Beautiful right hand by Imavov. Imavov is a problem. He's looking good. There's a lot of great fighters in the middleweight division right now as well, which I think is a part of Israel Adesanya losing. I don't think he's completely washed, I just think the middleweight division has gotten a lot better since when Israel Adesanya first became champion. We have guys like Strickland, Imavov. We had Alex Pereira come around for a little bit. We got Dricus now, the champion. But Kyle Braujo, let's not forget Kyle Braujo either. But just a lot more better competition in the middleweight division at this moment right now compared to back then. Israel Adesanya, it's going to take a lot for him to get back to the title, like I said. This is 3 losses in a row. I don't know where he would go from here. I think he should retire, honestly. He's 35 years old. What else does he have to prove, Probably the greatest middleweight that's ever fought in the UFC. Greatest middleweight of all time. I'm putting him above Anderson Silva in my opinion. But Israel Adesanya, first person on this list. Now the next person on this list we have Kamaru Usman. I don't know what Kamaru Usman's doing right now. He hasn't fought since 2023. We heard rumors of him fighting Jack Della Maddalena, but obviously that fell through with Jack Della Maddalena fighting Leon Edwards next. But Usman hasn't fought since 2023. He's only getting older. We know about his wobblestone knees. I don't know why he's not staying active. He doesn't have a lot of time left for his fighting career. We haven't heard of a matchup for him yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing if he has a matchup soon. I don't know who they would put him up against. Hopefully like an Ian Gary, someone in the top 5. I'd like to see a fight between one of those guys. We haven't seen Usman fight any of these up-and-coming welterweights yet. It's been a while since we've seen him fight in welterweight. As a matter of fact, the last time we saw him, it was against Leon Edwards in this the rematch. But Kamaru Usman, I don't know what he's doing. I don't think he's going to come back the same. He's just getting older and older. Hasn't fought since he fought Chimaev. I don't know if he's going to go back down to 170 either. He might stay at 185. I think he should stay at 185 in my opinion. The weight cut. He's just getting older and older. It's just going to get tougher and tougher, His chin would probably be better at middleweight as well, But I'm looking forward to seeing what Kamaru Usman does next. Now, the next person we have on this list, we have Kamaru Usman's rival, Colby Covington. Now, the Covington-Buckley fight, it kind of just showed me that he doesn't have the grit anymore to go in there and bite down on the mouthpiece, and get the job done. He didn't look as great as he did at the Kamaru Usman 2 fight or the Jorge Masvidal fight. I think during the Leon Edwards fight, he just took a massive step down. His performances have not looked good lately, especially the Leon Edwards one. That was a terrible performance. You know, I just don't think he has. I think he just has one foot out the door. You know, I don't think he's completely in there. I don't think he's completely on board with fighting right now, and I think he should just retire. In my opinion, I don't think there's anything else he can do to get to the title at this point. I don't think he'll get back to a title fight ever again. In my opinion, the welterweight division is just tough right now as well. You know, even if he did try to get back to the top to a title fight, you know, he's gonna have to get through guys like Shavkat, JDM, Ian Gary, you know, and he's a smaller guy for the division as well, you know, and he's on the older side now as well. So I think he should just retire, in my opinion, or try to move down to 155. You know, he's not big for the welterweight division at all, and he easily could make 155. You know, he could make a push for that, but he's always advocating and saying that he fights at his natural weight class, you know, and these other people don't do that. So I don't think he would go down to 155, you know, just to stand on what he said. But Colby Covington looked pretty bad in his fight against Buckley. He had some moments, but I just didn't see the Colby Covington that we saw before against Usman. You know, I just don't think he's there anymore, and I think he's just one foot out the door. Next fighter we have on this list, Henry Cejudo. Now, Henry Cejudo has a fight coming up against Song Yadong. I'm going to go with Song Yadong in that fight. I think he's going to get the knockout, in my opinion. I don't think Henry Cejudo is as good as he was before. I think he shouldn't have retired when he did in the first place. You know, he could have cemented good legacy when he was fighting in the UFC, when he had when he was on the title run that he had in the bantamweight division, but he just gave up the title, you know, and retired. Probably thought you could come back and get more money, you know, and people would miss him, but it ended up not working out too well for him. You know, Merab just came in there, destroyed him, you know, out wrestled Henry Cejudo. We have never seen Henry Cejudo get dominated like that before, you know, and I think maybe if he didn't retire when he did, he wouldn't look as rusty when he came back against Aljamain Sterling. But, you know, that fight, it was close. But I think just the other people in this division, this bantamweight division is stacked, you know. And I can't see Henry Cejudo going through all these guys at the age he is at right now. Him looking not as great in his last fight against Merab. You know, that fight was a year ago as well. He's not staying active at all. And I don't think this is going to go well for him in this Yadong fight. You know, I think Yadong is probably going to beat him by KO or TKO. And hopefully he just retires after that. He has nothing else to prove. He should have stayed retired, you know. Once you retire, you should just stay retired. You know, in my opinion, if he wanted to keep fighting, he should have just kept fighting, you know. Should have just kept fighting in there, staying in there. He could have made a lot of more money, but he decided to retire. And he came back, and he's paying the consequences now. But Henry Cejudo, one of the best fighters of all time, but he's washed now, in my opinion. Next fighter we have on this list, we have Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. You know, sad seeing Stephen Wonderboy Thompson go down like that in the Buckley fight. You know, one of the nicest UFC fighters, but it's about time he hangs it up. I think he has about one more fight in him. And I heard MVP is not going to stay at 185 after beating Shara, after derailing the hype train of Shara Bullet. I don't know why they did that fight, just for him to derail Shara's hype and then just go back down to 170. It makes no sense. But I think Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus MVP, I think that should be his retirement fight. You know, I don't see him getting back to the title. You know, it's kind of obvious at this point. You know, he's number 11 in the welterweight division. I think him versus MVP makes the most sense. Give him a striker on the way out. The fight the fans want to see. Everyone wants to see that fight. Everyone wants to see the karate styles clash. So I say give Stephen Wonderboy Thompson the MVP fight and see how that goes for his retirement fight. You know, he had a good career. Unfortunately, never became champion. Came very close in the Tyrone Woodley fight, but he hasn't looked great in his last couple performances. You know, he beat Kevin Holland, but that win is aging worse every single day. You know, Kevin Holland does not care about his career. You know, and we saw him on the Jackson podcast just spewing all this nonsense. But, you know, I think it's about time for Stephen Wonderboy Thompson to hang it up. You know, Hasn't had a win other than the Kevin Holland win since Jeff Neal in 2020. So I think it's about time, and we need to see the MVP fight. I don't have much to say about Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, but that's pretty much going to be it. Last but not least, the next fighter we have on this list, we have Marvin Vettori. Now, Marvin Vettori hasn't fought since June of 2023, which is a long time to be out. You know, the middleweight division is moving fast right now. You know, his last fight against Cannonier was just a dominant loss. He took a lot of damage in that fight, so he probably did need to take time out, but it's not good for his career right now. You know, and his fight style is just not going to work as he gets older. He just tries to brute force in there and try to hold you down, try to use his toughness to win fights, but I don't think that's going to work as he ages. You know, he's just getting older by the day. You know, we might see the Marvin Vettori invincible chin get cracked in his next fight or the fight after that. You know, I just don't see things going well for Marvin Vettori. He's been out a long time. You know, I think he called out Adesanya yesterday after the fight. So we'll have to see what Marvin Vettori does. I haven't heard any fight news from him in a long time, so hopefully we get something soon from him. But I think he's pretty washed now. But that's pretty much going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, share the video, show some support. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.